Hello and welcome to Express News. In the next half an hour, we'll get you all the latest news and updates. My name is Abhishek Mahajan. We'll start with the top story. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in Singapore on Wednesday to deepen strategic partnership with the Southeast Asian country after wrapping up his visit to Brunei. Prime Minister Narendra Modi met the Prime Minister of Singapore, Lawrence Wong, on the first day of his two-day trip to the South Asian island country. Upon his arrival at the hotel in Singapore, Prime Minister Narendra Modi was greeted with a hearty welcome from the Indian community, showcasing affection for their leader. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi got into the rhythm, playfully drumming a dhol as he was enthusiastically greeted by the Indian community in Singapore on Wednesday. Earlier, in a historic visit to Brunei, Darussalam, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a meeting with Sultan Haji Hassan Al Bolkiah and discussed ways to cement bilateral ties. The two leaders held delegation-level talks to elevate bilateral ties and enhance mutual partnership. Prime Minister Modi invited Brunei's Sultan to pay a visit to India. India and Brunei also signed an exchange memorandum of understandings on cooperation in the operation of telemetry, tracking and telecommand station for satellite and launch vehicles. Sultan of Brunei hosted an official lunch in honor of India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The lunch was served with the tunes of Indian classics. Prime Minister Modi thanked the entire royal family for the warm welcome and hospitality and lauded deep historical and cultural ties between both the nations. The Brunei media prominently covered the Indian Prime Minister's visit. A photograph of the Crown Prince receiving the Prime Minister at the Brunei International Airport was flashed on the front page of Borneo Bulletin newspaper. India's President Draupadi Murmu visited Latur city of the western state of Maharashtra on Wednesday to inaugurate the Vishwa Shanti Buddha Vihar in Udgir. President Murmu also participated in Mahila Anand Melawa at the Udayagiri College grounds and addressed beneficiaries of a scheme that provides financial assistance to women of the state. Vice President and Rajya Sabha Chairman Jagdeep Dhankar administered oath to Union Minister George Kurian as an elected member of Rajya Sabha in Parliament House today. Union Minister Dr. Mansukh Mandavia approved centralized pension payment system for pension under Employment Pension Scheme 1995. More than 78 lakh EPS pensioners set to benefit. As part of its quest towards energy transition, the second International Conference on Green Hydrogen is set to kick-start from 11th to 13th, 2024 at Bharat Mandapam, New Delhi, with over 7,000 delegates expected to participate. Indian Army's Black Charger Brigade carried out tactical flotation exercise validating operational parameters and refining battle drills, tactics, techniques and procedures. India's West Bengal Health Department on Tuesday suspended Dr. Sandeep Ghosh, the former principal of RGKR Medical College and Hospital, following his arrest due to alleged financial irregularities at the institution. A memorandum of settlement was signed between Tripura government central representatives of the National Liberation Front of Tripura and All Tripura Tiger Force in New Delhi on Wednesday. The signing took place in the presence of Union Home Minister Amit Shah and Tripura Chief Minister Manik Saha. Around 10,000 people have given up arms due to the signing of several agreements by the Union government. Indian Oil, an integrated oil company in India, set a new benchmark in the industry by blending 23.24 crore litres of biodiesel with regular diesel. It surpassed the overall blending ratio of 0.43% by other oil companies. Benchmark equity indices ended in red, with Nifty 50 giving up its 14-day winning streak on Wednesday, weighed by negative global sentiments. The BSE Sensex shed 202 points to settle at 82,352. The NSE Nifty 50 dropped 81 points to end at 25,198 on Wednesday. Broader indices also settled lower except for select mid-cap and small-cap stocks. The Nifty small-cap index hit a record high during intraday deals. Indian rupee ends 1 paise weak at 83.97 per US dollar on Wednesday. Gold futures maturing on October 4th, 2024 stood at Rs 71,250 per 10 grams on the Multi-Commodity Exchange of India. Silver futures maturing on September 5th, 2024 was retailing at 80,842 per kg on the MCX. Brent oil prices fell 17 cents to $77 per barrel on Tuesday as concerns about weak economic growth in China and decreased demand outweighed the effects of Libya's production and export halt. Shares fell globally on Wednesday, hit by a drop in tech stocks sparked by a record sell-off for US chipmaker Nvidia and as expectations of fading global growth bruised riskier assets. Stock benchmarks in Tokyo and Taipei led the slump in Asia, each falling more than 3%, while MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares, House of Japan, was last 1.8% lower. European shares shed 1% with major markets in London, Paris and Frankfurt down between 0.6% and 0.9%. Semiconductor companies were the biggest losers with ASML Holdings dropping 5.4%. Ukrainian Foreign Minister Dmytro Kuleba resigned on Wednesday, the highest profile casualty so far of a major government reshuffle ordered by President Volodymyr Zelensky at a crucial juncture at the 30-month war against Russia. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky said the changes were being undertaken to ensure Ukraine had the strengthened government it needed. Recent airstrikes in Ukraine have led to serious consequences. In Lviv, at least 7 people, including 3 children, were killed and more than 30 were injured. At least 51 people were killed and 271 injured in another Russian strike in Ukraine's central town of Poltava. UN Nuclear Agency Chief Rafael Grossi met Ukraine's President Zelensky and discussed the state of affairs at the Kursk nuclear plant in Russia. Rafael Grossi will visit the Russian-occupied Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in southeast Ukraine on Wednesday, saying the situation there was very fragile and the risk of a disaster remained. Russia's President Vladimir Putin arrived in Russia's far eastern port city of Vladivostok on Wednesday to take part in the Eastern Economic Forum to be attended by several Asian dignitaries. In his greeting to event's participants, Putin said over the previous years, the forum has contributed significantly to the development of constructive economic ties between Russia and other countries of Asia-Pacific region. The United States announced criminal charges against Hamas top leaders over their roles in planning, supporting and perpetrating the deadly October 7 attack in southern Israel. US prosecutors brought charges against the 6 men in February and kept the complaint under seal but decided to go public with the charges after Haniyeh's death. The protests continued for the third consecutive night in Israel's capital Tel Aviv for demanding a ceasefire that would include a deal to return Hamas hostages. U.S. State Department spokesperson Matthew Miller said that the United States will continue to engage with regional partners over the coming days to finalize a Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal. In Nigeria's northeastern Yobe state, at least 81 people have died and several are missing after an alleged attack by the Boko Haram. A boat carrying dozens of migrants capsized in the English Channel off the coast of northern France. At least 12 migrants died and 2 people still missing after the boat capsized. Former US President Donald Trump said in a court filing that he would plead not guilty to criminal charges in a revised indictment accusing him of attempting to overturn his 2020 election defeat. Former Venezuelan presidential candidate Edmundo Gonzalez has not sought political asylum in any embassy in Venezuela despite an arrest warrant against him. The arrest warrant against Gonzalez came after the government summoned the opposition candidate to testify as part of an investigation into the opposition's claims of victory. Pope Francis arrived at Jakarta's Merdeka Presidential Palace to meet the Indonesian President Joko Widodo on Wednesday. A clash between an isolated indigenous group and loggers in Peru's Amazon killed 2 people. Mexico's lower house of Congress launched into a debate on a controversial judicial reform despite a rare last-ditch work stoppage by Supreme Court judges in protest. All right, we'll step into a very short break. On the other side, more stories. Keep watching Express News.
And turns strategic games. We think all dots are linked. We just need to connect them. Join me every week as I connect the dots to unravel hidden designs in statecraft, mysteries, and decode issues that matter to you. Watch Connecting the Dots with me at these times on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching Express News. Some more stories. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is being reported to have ordered the execution of at least 30 government officials last month. New Zealand's Prime Minister Christopher Luxon met with South Korea's President Yoon Suk-yeol on Wednesday. In the meeting, South Korean President agreed to strengthen bilateral cooperation in multiple areas, including economy, trade, science and education. Postal voting for Sri Lanka's 2024 presidential election begins on Wednesday, with over 700,000 government employees eligible to cast their ballots. The Election Commission of Sri Lanka has allocated September 4 to 6 for government and military personnel to vote. Heavy rain lashed parts of Delhi and the national capital on Wednesday, leading to severe waterlogging and causing significant traffic disruptions. The India Met Department forecasts extremely heavy rainfall over Gujarat state till September 7. Severe flash floods struck Tom Creed County, Texas, forcing multiple rescues and prompting road closures across the city. At least 13 people have died in the Philippines due to tropical storm Yagi, while schools and government offices were closed in Manila and nearby provinces. The Sava River in Belgrade is pea green, covered in a thick layer of green algae as a result of prolonged heat and minimal rainfall. According to scientists, current climate shifts and reducing oxygen levels are affecting aquatic life. South African scientists unveiled a motorcycle-sized meteorite that fell over Eastern Cape last month. Residents in 3 provinces reported seeing a streak of blue, white and orange light in the sky on August 25th. The event was accompanied by an explosive sound and ground tremors. The rare meteorite, weighing less than 90 grams and measuring under 5 centimeters in diameter, was provisionally named the Nakweba meteorite. Lake Mornos in central Greece is shrinking, revealing the submerged remains of homes after 45 years. The village of Kallio, once underwater, is resurfacing due to severe drought. Greece has faced a harsh winter with little snow and a summer of extreme heat and drought. The man-made lake, crucial for nearly half the Greek population, is now at its lowest level in decades. Tokyo Tower, a famous landmark in Japan's capital, has hit a new milestone of welcoming 190 million visitors. A ceremony was held to celebrate this milestone. Located in Minato Ward, the tower stands 333 meters tall. It was originally opened in 1958 as a radio tower. A zero-waste workshop in Taipei is transforming plastic waste into trendy items. Participants can recycle their own plastic waste, turning it into sunglasses within 2 hours. Items like bottle caps and food packaging are given a new purpose. The workshop offers a hands-on experience in the recycling process. In Spin Boldak, Afghanistan men break apart old electronics to extract small amounts of gold. The trade is profitable but becoming less viable as modern electronics use cheaper metals. Russian tourists are staying home for summer vacations due to Western sanctions. The town of Suzdal near Moscow is a popular destination this year. Many Russians are unable to travel to Europe, turning to domestic tourism instead. Mullet Fest in Kurikuri, Australia celebrates the 1980s iconic hairstyle with both fun and seriousness. It has become an economic success for the small mining town. Bee sting therapy is gaining popularity in Mosul, Iraq, as patients turn away from modern medication. This ancient treatment has roots in civilizations like Greece, Egypt and China. Proponents of apitherapy claim it effectively treats a wide range of ailments. They report positive results, especially in chronic conditions where modern medicine often falls short. Indian artisans are increasingly adopting sustainability by creating eco-friendly idols of Lord Ganesh. These idols are being crafted across the country in preparation for Ganesh Chaturthi. The major Hindu festival, which lasts 10 days, will begin on September 7 this year. The shift towards eco-friendly idols highlights a growing environmental awareness. Prakash Gurpurab of Sri Guru Granth Sahib is being celebrated in Punjab. The festival commemorates the inaugural ceremony of Guru Granth Sahib at the Golden Temple in 1604. Guru Granth Sahib is the holy scripture of the Sikh community. Google has announced that the Pixel Watch 3 will receive software updates for 3 years, consistent with previous models. This limitation aligns with the support policy for the Pixel Watch and Pixel Watch 2. Sydney Sweeney is excited to return for Euphoria Season 3. She will reprise her role as Cassie Howard in the hit HBO series. Phoebe Denevor will star alongside Zac Efron in the thriller Famous. The film is directed by Jodie Hill, delves into the dark side of celebrity. Daniel Craig debuts his latest role as a drug addict in Luca Guadagnino's Queer at Venice Film Festival, stepping away from a James Bond persona. The film Queer is based on an unfinished novel by William S. Burroughs. The director and screenwriter completes this story by leading the characters into the jungle in search of a hallucinogenic drug. Daniel Craig and Rachel Weisz made a rare joint appearance at the Venice Film Festival for the world premiere of Craig's new movie Queer. Tim Burton received the Star on Hollywood Walk of Fame, unveiling it outside a popular Hollywood Halloween store. The honor comes as his latest film Beetlejuice is set for release on September 6th. Stars of the Zorro series, including Jean Dujardin and Audrey Dana, posed for promotional photos in Paris. The miniseries is set to air on Paramount Plus and France televisions. Lady Gaga has announced the October release of first single from her 7th studio album. The news was shared via Instagram, coinciding with the lead-up to her appearance at the Venice premiere of Joker Folie à Deux. British singer, songwriter and pianist Elton John is suffering from partial blindness due to a severe eye infection. He described the recovery process as extremely slow in a heartfelt Instagram update. On Rishi Kapoor's birth anniversary, the legendary actor's vast contributions to Indian cinema are celebrated. His 4-decade-long career left a lasting impact on the industry. Pooja Hegde announced the completion of a film Deva on Instagram. Shahid Kapoor plays a rebellious cop in the film directed by Roshan Andrews. The 2024 Busan International Film Festival will open on October 2nd with the international premiere of Uprising, a historical war epic by filmmaker Kim Sang-man. India's para-athlete Sachin Khilari won the silver in men's shot put for F46 with his best throw of 16.32 meter at the Paris Paralympics. The former India head coach Rahul Dravid set to return as head coach of Rajasthan Royals of 2025 IPL season. Rahul guided Team India in T20 World Cup 2024 triumph. India's Sports Minister Mansukh Mandaviya felicitated Indian para-badminton players for their remarkable achievements at the ongoing Paris Paralympic Games. Indian para-sprinter Deepthi Jeevanji bagged the 16th medal for India as she won the bronze medal in women's 400-meter T20 final. Para-athlete Ajit Singh bagged silver medal with a personal best throw of 65.62 meter in men's javelin throw F46 final, while Sundar Singh Gurjar bagged a bronze medal with season best throw of 64.96 in the same category. In men's high jump T63 final, Sharat Kumar secured a silver medal with the best jump of 1.88 meter. Sharat sets a new Paralympic record in T42 category. Mariyappan Thangavalu bagged a bronze medal. In US Open, American Taylor Fritz prevailed 7-6, 3-6, 6-4, 7-6 in a slugfest with Alexander Zverev on Tuesday to move into the semi-finals for the first time. In women's draw, Emma Navarro continued her breakout season as the American moved into her first Grand Slam semi-final with a 6-2, 7-5 win over Spain's Paula Badosa. Indian tennis star Rohan Bopanna and his Indonesian partner Aldila Sudraji crash out of the US Open as they lose mixed double semi-final to Donald Young Taylor Townsend. England and Wales Cricket Board appointed Test head coach Brendan McCullum as a new white ball coach for the men's team on Tuesday. Alright, that's all we have in this edition of Express News. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.